All right. Back at it. The season finale of WandaVision. It was so
Yeah.
good.
Do
So
you want to
good.
do your opening
Welcome back to the Nerd Happening Podcast. We're talking about WandaVision, the last episode.
with Arthur Boring
Thanks.
and Levi Wrangler?
Okay. Apparently we're Jeep and Tesla now. Or not Tesla, but you know what I'm talking about. If only I got a flamethrower.
Should have bought one. They were available.
They
You
were.
can make your own.
Now they're like, I think they were going for like 500. Now they're like 20 grand on the internet.
Yep.
Limited edition.
Yep. They are not difficult to make.
No.
Yeah, WandaVision.
It's
Season finale. Is it over? I heard that
Yep.
there is a
series
haven't
finale.
seen it yet. I've heard that there is a 10th episode. I know they were initially planning on a 10th episode, but they didn't do it because of the pandemic and all that stuff. They weren't able to film it. And I think I really think it needed one more episode to kind of tie everything up nicer.
You think so? I thought it ended pretty well.
I thought it ended really well. I think that it could have been better. Does that make sense?
What would you change to make it better?
Oh, I think that we needed some more closure on the leader of Sword, not just getting trapped in a truck by Darcy. I think we needed a little bit more of the Sword storyline side of things at the final. How White Vision was made, that kind of stuff. I think the focus of the last two episodes was primarily on Wanda, which it should have been. But I feel like a lot of the B and C storylines were kind of dropped. The Monica Rambeau, for example, I think that they had more planned for Monica.
I think she'll get it. I think that was intentional because she'll get her own series.
For example, when she is in Boner's house, which a dick joke that really it was appreciated, but
It was funny, yeah.
it was funny. Why did he still have super speed? Because he was back to being quote unquote himself. He should not have. If the super speed was created by Wanda or by Agatha, then the super speed should have gone away, and it didn't. Because he flicked her in the bedroom and knocked her back into the chair.
Agatha was still up and running at that point, though.
Right, but why? But he didn't have that before, did he? Do you see what I mean?
And the super speed, he's always had that. Like the entire series, he's had it.
When he was pretending to be Pedro, yes, that makes sense.
Maybe
Excuse me.
maybe she gifted it to him via spell, and
do
she
you
had to
see
take
what
it away.
But this is what I'm saying, is
Yeah.
that there's plot threads like that that I feel could have been tied up nicer.
Yeah, I think she just didn't undo the spell. I think it's something she set it and forget it. Kind of
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or it's really Pedro from
a different universe.
a different universe, different multiverse.
Could be.
She did legitimately pluck him out like what was
Or
thought.
that's like, how do I explain this? Like, you ever watch the movie The One?
Mm-hmm.
How each Jet Li
Yeah, yep.
was that? Maybe that's our world's version of Quicksilver from that dimension. That just happens to be his body double, even though he has a different life. But it's the same life force that made him.
Right. But this is what I'm saying. This is why I think a 10th episode would have been helpful.
Yeah.
So that we could have expanded on some of those things a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it needs a lot. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I just feel like
It could have been better.
it could have been like complete Chef Kiss, Salt Bay, the whole 9 yards.
Let's see how well
Because
that
I am
ages.
very impressed with how well the first outing of Disney into a serialized, episodic TV style show has gone. I'm very excited for Winter Soldier and Falcon now. Whereas initially I was like, I I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But now I'm very excited for it, and I'm hoping it is as good.
I'm sure it will be. Mm-hmm. They have a lot to live up to with this. And I'm sure it'll be great because they like Falcon and Buggy. They make a good team. I think
they do. Yeah, good cop, bad cop. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Like that.
Yeah. When they were fighting Spider-Man in Civil War. Oh,
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Like, when they're at the end of or they're in Civil War when can you move your seat up? Yeah. No. It still gets me every time.
I like it when he had when they were like just laying there and he's like, couldn't do that earlier, and he's like, I hate you, or whatever whatever it was. I laughed so hard.
Oh yeah. I think that they play off each other really well. I think that they get along with each other really well in real life. I feel like that.
Probably. They seem like really cool guys.
Yeah. They seem very laid back. Yes, both of them.
But that's most of the Marvel cast. I think they're all pretty.
I think that they are paid to be that
way.
Yeah.
I think, like Chris Pratt, he seems like a genuinely nice guy. Mm-hmm. I feel like Bucky is. I feel like Falcon is.
Mm-hmm. I think that's because a lot of these characters, while not completely unknown, were very much small time, just starting out their career, hadn't really had that definitive role that we all know them in yet.
Yeah, they're not really.
Except for Robert, RDJ.
Yeah.
And I feel like RDJ is like...
He's already been on the pedestal and knocked off.
Right, so he's kind of acts as a father figure behind the scenes, I think. I don't know these people in real life, so I'm just guessing.
Just spitballing. That would make sense.
And I think that really helps ground them because and puts them on their best behavior with Disney and with the various directors and writers and producers and stuff, because it is very much, this is what you're going to be known for forever. You better do a good job at it.
And this could be...
Especially after they got rid of Rhodey from Iron Man 1 and replaced him. I think that really sent a signal, hey, we'll do that.
Yeah. We'll kick you out.
We will find some reason on why Captain America looks different from Winter Soldier to Civil War.
Yeah. But I think with Elizabeth here too, I feel like having the older sisters that were already in Hollywood, they probably were like, hey, here's some stuff that's going to come your way, and we can help you with stuff, even though we can lead you to the door, but you have to walk through it.
I think a lot of it with Elizabeth is that her sisters were famous as children.
Yeah.
And it seems to me that Elizabeth had pretty much a normal kind of type of childhood, being the sibling to famous sisters, and didn't really get into acting until she was much older.
Yeah, so she'd have the best of both worlds.
So I think that she seems like she has a pretty level head. It seems...
more well
in interviews and behind the scenes stuff, it seems like she is very much a down to earth individual, and it seems like most of them are.
I think, Paul Bettany. He seems like the kind of guy who's classically trained.
Have you seen any of Paul Bettany's stuff other
Not
than
really,
this?
no.
I think you have, but you don't realize it.
Probably.
Because he's in a lot of stuff.
Is he?
Yep. And he's British, so that means
that's what I was thinking.
Theater trained, because in Britain, supposedly, this is just what I've heard from numerous actors and actresses in interviews, is that in Britain, to be considered a real actor or actress, you must be a stage performer, whereas in America, movie star, TV star works. And you don't have to really do much on stage. But in Britain, it's the other way around.
Well, the European countries are where theater started.
Yep, and that's especially with the Globe. Is it the Globe Theater? What's Shakespeare's theater?
I don't know. Google that real quick.
Anyway, it's right in London. It's still there. It still does performances every day.
Shakespeare Theater.
I believe it's Globe. Here comes the exciting part as we look up something.
I know.
On YouTube.
Globe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shakespeare's Globe Theater. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
1 point.
So I think that, and that probably really helps a lot with him. And he has a great range from what I've seen. I mean, he has been in, and once again, one of those actors and actresses that really hasn't had a definitive role or type of movie laid out for them, like Schwarzenegger in action movies, or
He was born for action movies, though. The way his build and all that.
I think he created him. I think that he created that genre.
He really did.
Sheer willpower.
Through sheer
Though I don't speak the language. I did. That was a horrible Schwarzenegger.
That's fine. Everybody knows. When you do that voice, everybody knows who you're talking about.
He is in. Bettany is in a few action movies. He's in a few rom-coms. He's in a few TV shows. He's in a few little salt and pepper of everything.
Okay. Yeah, he's got a good range if he does that.
Yep, but not really nailed down like Matthew McConaughey's early work where he was a rom-com actor.
He's been in a lot of stuff. Knight's Tale.
Yep. Yeah, he plays in Knight's Tale. He is the
known for
the naked dude they find on the road that
I haven't seen that.
Does a documentation and announces him and all that stuff.
He was in Star Wars. Solo. I never saw Solo.
Neither did I. Well, yeah.
Dryden Voss, whoever that is. Manhunt.
He's in Margin Call, Priest.
Oh, Civil
He
War.
was the lead in Priest, and Priest wasn't that bad of a movie. It was a pretty interesting sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces and a few reviews. It looks okay.
Yeah, but really nothing that is a huge, nothing that is a huge breakout movie, right?
Not where he's a
where he's the main character, like Margin Call. Have you ever heard of Margin Call?
No.
Do you know who it has in it?
No.
Jonathan Irons, Kevin Spacey, Demi Moore, Paul Bettany. It's got everybody in it. And it's about the 2007-2008 financial crisis. And it's amazing.
Probably why no one who watched it.
It is. If you get a chance, watch it. It is amazing. It's that and the Big Short. Two of my favorite movies. They are amazing. And Margin Call isn't even as interesting as The Big Short is. It's just people in suits in conference rooms talking about what's going to happen in the morning when they destroy the American economy. And it's acted amazingly well.
Yeah,
like
they could have used that for Phantom Menace. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. Yeah, after watching a movie like Margin Call, you'll go, "Oh, this is what George Lucas was shooting for with Phantom Menace. Why couldn't he pull this off?" It sounds boring. It is not. It is. It's one of those things that just kind of grips you. Jonathan Irons has one of the best monologues that I've ever heard, where he talks about how financial crises have been happening for all of human history, and they're never going to stop. So, this is my plug for watching Margin Call.
Kevin Spacey, yeah. Jeremy Irons, everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Demi Moore. Yeah, it's got a lot of people in it.
I mean,
it's crazy.
It's amazing. Amazingly well acted. Anyway.
Back to WandaVision.
Yeah, back to WandaVision. Sorry for the tangent.
No, talk about an actor from it. So
yeah, right. But this is what I'm saying about all of the Marvel characters are this way.
I like that though,
and I think that that's what really helps the movies be written well. Because when you are Chris Pratt, and Disney calls, Marvel calls, and says, "Hey, we want you to be in this movie," or you go in an audition and find out that you get it, you go, "This is it."
My big break. Yeah, that's why like when people are talking about the Superman reboot they want to do, make it I can't think of his name. His last name's Zod.
Okay.
And
General Zod.
No. He's like an alternate version of Superman, and they want Michael B. Jordan to play him. And things like that when they're like, because he's gonna be
talking General Zod, or
No,
are you
no,
talking
it's a different
Bizarro Superman?
No, it's just a
Or is this a
alternate
new
timeline.
character?
It's supposed to be like Earth something Superman.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That makes sense. In a DC movie, that kind of makes sense.
yeah,
If we're doing a separate, I mean, you had the Crime Syndicate, you had all kinds of different versions of Superman.
I can't remember exactly. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan leads Superman. I can't think what is the Superman's name is. It was something Zod.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Earth 23's.
Yeah,
It's down in the last paragraph.
Clark.
Calvin Ellis, Earth 23's Superman, rather than Clark Kent. That could be interesting.
But when it's Michael B. Jordan, I don't like that. I want him to be someone unknown, so he can become Superman. Where you don't look at him as that's Michael B. Jordan.
Well, I think that's what Disney has done, or Marvel has done also pretty well too.
Yeah.
Is that their bad guys are usually people who are the opposite of their heroes, where they have done some real serious movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ultron is what's Spader?
James Spader. Yeah. The
Right.
Lizard King from The Office.
Ironmonger is
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. Who is it in Thor?
And the first one, it was Loki, was kind of the bad guy.
Anthony Hopkins is kind of the bad guy because he makes the metal robot thingy,
Yeah.
right? And takes away Thor's power and makes
Yeah,
Thor
being Odin. I guess, yeah.
So he's because there isn't really a bad guy in that.
No, it's more of a teaching
It's
Thor
more
a
of
lesson.
yeah, right. And it just goes on. Like, think of a bad guy that you do not recognize from a Marvel movie.
Yeah, like in Captain America. What's his name?
Right.
Agent Smith. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, you mean Red Skull?
Yeah, Red Skull.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Yeah.
I cannot think of it. Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Though. That's what I'm saying is that it's every villain is kind of somebody that we know from a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Like, they might not be Jeff Daniels famous or Anthony Hopkins famous, but they are people that we definitely recognize, and they are usually the good guys in other shows, in other movies instead, and now they're playing bad guys.
Oh, James Spader makes a great bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Even in The Office.
Yeah. Oh, Blacklist? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's great.
He just has that, like him, Anthony Hopkins, too. They both have that.
Gravitas.
I don't know if they're cool or if they're going to slit my throat.
I mean,
and
look
then
at
eat
Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin, which
I know
want
it was
that.
a red herring, but yeah.
But I want that Mandarin.
Yeah. There was a deleted scene or after credit thing.
They did a separate thing where
Yeah,
he's
that's
in
what it was.
prison.
And he's like, who's pretending to be me?
Right. And Hydra comes in to interview him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's possible we get him back as a Mandarin. I mean, that would be fantastic.
I don't think so. Not without Iron Man.
But that's something that WandaVision did differently than what's been done so far in Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the Marvel movie, the bad guy is definitively finished and more than likely cannot come back. The only exception to that, I would say, is probably Ultron.
Yeah. It's hard to get rid of
Right.
Data.
It's hard to get rid of Ultron anytime. But Thanos is
He's gone.
gone.
Yeah.
There is no Thanos coming back unless we start getting into multiverse, other versions of him, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that means recast. Like, we can recast Thanos now.
Yeah.
Because he's from a different universe or a different multiverse or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And WandaVision did it differently. And for the first time, I think, where the bad guy isn't definitively gone. They're imprisoned.
In their own mind, yeah.
And we can revisit that character later.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda can go to her
When she
next
needs
episode
help.
and get help. Or try to get help and accidentally free her. Or what have you.
Maybe get double crossed.
Exactly.
Yeah. It frees up a lot of possibility.
You know, Mephisto can come in and completely decimate Wanda's hex over her, Agatha, and start working with her in season 3, what have you.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that in any other piece of Marvel that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly Bucky.
One thing.
That's because Bucky switched sides.
He wasn't necessarily bad. He was mind controlled.
But like Hydra's gone for the most part. I don't think that we will see Hydra come back.
No. There might be like a few pocket resistance.
I think we'll see Hydra transform into AIM.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. But I don't think that Hydra's coming back.
Probably not. The only thing I could think of that would be the next villain rounds up the remaining scientists and soldiers and starts creating their own empire with it.
Right. Oscorp.
Yeah.
Or what have you.
But with Agatha, I wonder if, because like in Doctor Strange, the first one, when the one guy who left said no more sorcerers and he took the magic out of the guy.
Okay.
What if he goes to Agatha?
That's what I'm saying.
And he pulls it out of her and becomes more powerful.
Right. That's a different individual. So at the end of Doctor Strange, the bad guy of Doctor Strange is essentially finished.
Yeah.
Dormammu probably will not be coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But we had a good guy who switched sides.
Yeah. A bad guy was created.
Right.
Effectively.
Right. So, and that's what I'm saying is that we haven't seen the capturing of villains like we've seen in Batman and that kind of thing.
No. Except in the Hulk, in the first Hulk, there was
the very first one?
No,
the Ang Lee?
No.
Or Edward Norton?
Edward Norton.
Okay.
That guy who was transforming and
that's
he's just kind of shoved and we never heard from him again.
Well, you know who that is, right?
I can't remember who it is.
It's
I'm not super big on the Hulk lore.
Gosh, what is his name? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, he's a major Hulk villain.
Yeah.
Because they were planning on doing more Hulk stuff.
Yeah, but
Sony has the release rights for
wasn't Universal
Hulk
that has
movies.
it?
It's either Sony or Universal.
I think it's Universal.
Which I think is owned by Sony.
Is it?
Yeah. There's only...
I know.
Now that Fox is gone, I mean, we're talking Disney and Sony are about it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Paramount is owned by Sony.
Every Xenomorph is a Disney princess, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. No, yes, yep. You're absolutely correct.
Yes, that's my favorite Disney princess.
I want to see the Robot Chicken.
I can't wait.
Little skit of that.
I can't wait.
But
yeah, this branch this can lead into so many movies. It's with just stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's
with
great.
Leaving just enough.
Because it's a great contained story on its own.
Yep.
That you can Swiss Army knife in anything.
Yep. And in 2 years, we're going to come back and pick up plot threads from WandaVision, where we're going to, okay. And the after credits scene with Wanda in the cabin.
Yeah, when she's
working on the book.
Yeah, when she's astral projecting, I'm like, oh, hey.
Yeah. Well, because she's stronger than Sorcerer Supreme, at least from what we've been told. Who knows if she's telling the truth or not? I know in the comics, Wanda is probably the strongest magic user.
Yeah. She's a bad motherfucker.
The only person that she could not beat if she wanted to is the Living Tribunal.
Probably not. Because he's cosmic level.
Well, the Living Tribunal is in charge of all magic.
He's the the hand of judgment, basically.
Across the multiverse.
Yeah.
Like, he's not just...
He's it incarnate.
My understanding is that we have different levels of superheroes in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Planetary level would be like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, there's Omega, beyond Omega, as far as the mutant scale.
That's mutants.
But I use that for power scaling,
Fair
I
enough.
would say. Because it's a good representation, I think.
Okay. I think we have like neighborhood street level.
Spider-Man.
Like Luke Cage. Spider-Man would be city level.
You think?
So Daredevil,
Well, yeah.
Luke Cage, Iron Fist, those are neighborhood street level.
The Netflix Avengers. Yeah.
Right. And then we have city level, which is like Spider-Man. Then we have country level, which would be like Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
World level, which would be, for example,
Hulk.
Doctor Strange, the Incredible Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
where any conflict on the entire planet they can handle.
Or
on
can
their
destroy
own.
the planet themselves.
Or destroy the planet themselves. And then we have galaxy-wide, which would be like a Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe Wanda would be a universal / multiversal power level, because not only can her and Franklin Richards, I think, are the only two that are like those two. Franklin Richard is just below Wanda. Wanda is stronger in the comics than Franklin Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Because Franklin Richard can warp reality on a universal scale. Wanda can warp reality on a multiversal scale.
Yeah.
And then we have things like the Living Tribunal, who is everything. Like, he is in charge of all of it.
The way it's been explained to me is that the things like Tribunal or Eternity or this are they're embodiments of those things. Like the Living Tribunal is just an avatar of time and space. Let's say time and space itself.
Okay.
Or like Eternity or this or they're cosmic entities that are just what we perceive those things.
Right.
Fabric of the universe.
My understanding is that the Living Tribunal, for example, is in charge of all magic in all of the, like, he could Living Tribunal could snap its fingers and Wanda's magic is gone.
Yeah.
All of her powers are gone. And it's the same way with the other cosmic entities, where they're each in charge of one aspect of the universe.
Isn't living? I thought the Living Tribunal was kind of like the left or the right hand of the one above all, and somebody else was kind of like the right or left hand.
Right, because so the one above all is in charge of everything.
Yeah.
And then and this is a rudimentary grasp. So the two types of quote unquote powers are magic users, like optic, like Scott Summers' optic blast, right? Is partially magic, partially force, right? Because it comes from the quote unquote punch dimension, but it goes through a
Magical wormhole.
Basically in his eyes. So the Living Tribunal could take away the wormhole, right? And I can't remember what the right hand is, but basically he's in charge of force or brute strength, like that kind of aspect of the universe. So he could take away the punch dimension, right?
He can make the Sentry or not Sentry, Gladiator or Hulk weak as you or I.
Yeah. Yep. No problem. Juggernaut can stop Juggernaut. Can remove Juggernaut's armor. Like can remove.
Would that work since has the power of Sidorak?
Sidorak would be taken. So
would he, since he's from a different dimension, would our Living Tribunals?
No, because the Living Tribunal would have nothing to do with it. It's the right hand, the other one.
No, but I mean the other guy. Would he have that since Sidorak
he would
is
be
a
able to
different dimension?
take Sidorak and destroy Sidorak.
Okay, because I thought maybe since he wasn't part of that dimension,
just like the Living Tribunal, is in charge of all of the multiverse.
Okay,
he can act in any multiverse that he needs to.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they had their own incarnation in each multiverse, or if he's just
the Living Tribunal, for example,
like,
is everywhere.
Gotcha. Who is the other guy? I can't think of his name.
I can't either. I don't know. because he's not in a lot of stuff. But, like, the Watcher is way below those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of doors were opened up with this.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And I still think that we get Fox mutants from WandaVision. I really think that Pietro, because which is easier, right? If you're a witch who can kind of teleport people, right? Mm-hmm. Is it easier to teleport somebody who has the powers and abilities that you're looking for and make them think they're somebody else? Or is it easier to give a nobody superhuman powers?
Honestly, I'd go number 2.
You think number 2?
I think it would take more energy to bring somebody from, rip a hole in space-time, take it from another dimension and bring them over than just giving someone powers. Because, I mean,
I think it's the other way.
She made the Vision.
Mm-hmm. No, Scarlet Witch did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
But she can do that. I think Agatha could, too. Maybe to a lesser extent.
I don't think that Agatha could.
But I'm not saying, like, make that complicated a thing, but I think it's easier for her to just imbue powers into somebody.
I think it'd be easier for her to just get into the Darkhold and go, oh, I need somebody who is Wanda's brother or
a facsimile of it.
Affects Wanda's brother or what have you. And Pietro is Wanda's brother in another universe, in another multiverse, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just teleport him to where you need him? So I think the first one is much easier than the second one. I think that mutating someone is much harder.
Okay, I have 2 theories about this now.
That's fine.
My original theory was that Fantastic Four come from another universe, and they come to this cinematic universe. They come to Wanda, or...
You mean like the Maker does in the comics?
Yeah, and they come and say, we need your help.
Okay.
And that's a crossover with the Fox universe. Or...
Maybe to help Franklin.
Yeah. Or now they have Pietro over here from that, and they go, we need to rescue him. And the X-Men come over to us from
possibly.
The universe. Say, we need to get him back.
Both of those doors are open now.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be very interesting. And the reason that I think that Agatha plucked Pietro from the Fox universe is because he still has powers when she doesn't need him. She didn't necessarily need Pedro, right? Mm-hmm. He's not going to fool Wanda anymore, right? But he still has the beads on that control him. Mm-hmm. But I think those beads are just mind control beads. I don't think they are mind control and ability giving beads.
Maybe he just happened to have that power in this universe, though.
And I think that could have been cleaned up in the 10th episode.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely could have. They put more time into it.
You know, it just needed 2 or 3 lines, a paragraph.
Yeah.
Where she pulls the beads off and he says, holy crap, where am I? Mm-hmm. And you're in the hex. The hex? What do you mean that? The Scarlet Witch made the hex. My sister made a hex? Boom, done.
What?
Again? Something like that.
Like, we watched her brother die. Like, I died?
Yeah.
Then maybe he sees Wanda and goes, that's not my sister.
Yes. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that could have been it. My sister's younger or something.
And him and Johnny Woo. And that's another thing. Johnny Woo's missing person. Mm-hmm. What? None of it. None of it's there. And I think it could have been cleaned up in the 10th episode quite a bit.
Maybe they'll reference that in
something else. I think that we'll get
I think
we'll get like 11 episodes in season 2. Because there is going to be a season 2. This season, it was way too. I believe Disney has already announced it.
Really?
WandaVision, yeah, Google WandaVision season 2.
I was thinking that I honestly thought Monica would get her own series and it'd be her.
I think they're going to spin off. Yeah,
and they're going to be like the A-Team.
That's going to be the Sword series that was the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and now it's going to be the Agents of S.W.O.R.D.
That'd be cool.
And then Photon spins off and gets her own. Look at how many we just created 2 shows.
Just spitballing
Just
stuff.
spitballing.
This says why WandaVision needs season 2 after Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Marvel's open to season 2.
Yep.
Yeah. BS here. Maybe there will be. Or maybe they're just
So I think we get season 2 or cuz to get back to the astral projection thing at the end of the end credits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly that is from Doctor Strange 2. And that's like one of the first scenes in the movie is Scarlet Witch doing that because they couldn't actually film an end credits scene for episode 9 because of the pandemic. So they just took a part of Doctor Strange.
Okay. That would make sense. It would make sense to have it after Doctor Strange 2 too as well.
So they do Doctor Strange 2, where Wanda learns about the multiverse and learns to control her powers a little bit better. And then we get back to my theory on the last episode that this isn't WandaVision, it's Wanda's vision, where Wanda gets her vision back.
Yeah.
So she goes, season 2, we're going after White Vision.
I still think she'll have, she'll have like a little bit of herself come out, and that's because she said that vision, fake vision, was just a remnant of the Mind Stone, a piece of her. I think she'll put that into White Vision, and
that'll give him his personality.
Because he just got his personality back when they were having that little discussion.
I don't know if he got his personality
he got his memories back.
He has his memories back, and we don't know what memories he has back.
I assumed it was everything from, because he was saying, I can give you this. It's not easily back or easily deleted, basically.
Right.
And I think it's
but
everything
we don't
from
know what he could undo in him.
I think it's everything from Endgame, or not Endgame.
Everything up to Endgame?
I think it's everything up to him dying.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's bits and pieces. And that we could possibly get another Ultron out of White Vision.
Maybe he
because he
builds
is
an Ultron.
still part Ultron.
That's true, yeah. Maybe he builds another Ultron. Maybe Ultron hid part of himself in Vision.
In the comics, there is a Ultron storyline.
There's a couple of them, yeah.
where Ultron gets shot into, I think it's Ultron 6 or 7, possibly 5. Basically, the Avengers trap him in a shuttle and shoot him into space, right? And while in space, Ultron learns how to disguise himself really well. And he comes back as Hank Pym.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he pretends to be Hank Pym.
And he goes back to Wasp and all that.
And then they figure out that he's Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they could take that and make it WandaVision season 2 or 3, where Ultron disguises himself as Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. There's 2 seasons arc right there with trying to take out Ultron again without Vision.
Maybe
and we need Wanda to put the piece of the Mind Stone into Ultron Vision to get Vision back more.
Yeah, maybe some bit of Ultron survived inside of that Vision.
Right.
Too. I don't know.
Or we unlock it and he builds another Ultron.
Or maybe
without realizing it.
Maybe his memory's fragmented, like you're saying, and then he just instinctually
builds another Ultron or another body or something Ultron-ish.
Yeah. And he just recodes it and he's like, I don't know why I feel this is my purpose.
Yep. Something like that.
Yeah.
So I think that this is going to be at least 4 or 5 seasons, would be my guess. Because there's a lot of storylines that you can get out of just this first season.
I wonder.
You can spin a lot of shows off from it.
I wonder if they'll have Falcon Winter Soldier, and then maybe have a Rambo series, and then maybe have one more. Have
Yeah,
all
I
these
think you have-
simultaneously, and then have like a crossover, like
Yeah.
they did with the CW
Yeah,
shows.
why not?
And maybe at the end of like,
Like the Netflix did with the Defenders.
yeah. And then I feel like a season 2, maybe Bucky and Falcon will come in to help with crowd control or do something.
Or maybe Vision shows up.
Yeah, they're like,
in
oh, we're
season
tracking
2
Vision.
of Falcon Winter Soldier.
Maybe
and
they're at
causes
Avengers Tower.
disruption.
Maybe they're at
Right,
Avengers
maybe.
Tower, and then he's like,
And he comes in
he comes
because he
in as-
can get through all the security.
yeah, maybe it's an instinctual, like,
Right.
I guess, technological. Like this
He
feels
goes
like
to
home.
get the cradle of life thing that
Yeah.
was in Age of Ultron, or use it to build himself a new body or something.
I feel like they would have a moment where he would go to the tower, go to him in Wanda's old room, and have this like, this feels like
yeah.
home.
Yep. Yeah, something like that.
I'm gonna turn this tower into my castle.
Yeah, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier have to stop him,
Yeah, or they
Or-
attempt to stop him.
or help him remember who he is. And Hawkeye shows up, and I mean,
He's like, crap, I'm useless.
honestly, at this point, I think that they're going to ruin theorizing because you can come up with anything now. Anything's possible.
I think it enhances theorizing because you can come up with anything.
All right, so I know you haven't. Have you watched? You still have not watched Rick and Morty.
No, I haven't.
This is my last podcast until you do. I'm dead serious. You have to watch it. So Rick and Morty in the first 2 seasons had a really big problem with fan theories online, where the fans would come up with a theory that they were planning on using in the next season, and well, now we can't use it because they already came up with it. Like, that seems lame. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because Dan Harmon's weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what they did to remedy this is that they made everything canon.
Yeah, we
Because
talked
it's
about
a
this
multiverse.
Before. Yeah, we talked about this before.
Right. So when you see the Wendy's commercial with Rick and Morty in it, or the PlayStation 5 commercial with Rick and Morty in it, that's canon. Rick and Morty did that in one of the universes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't theorize because everything's canon. If you come up with a theory, it did happen because it contains Rick and Morty. So therefore, good job.
It's there.
It's there.
You did it.
So that way, if they write it, if they come up with the idea in the writer's room separately from you theorizing on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter because we're just showing
We're showing real life here.
we're showing this theory.
Yeah, that's true.
Like at the end of season 4, I mean, everybody theorized that was possible, that could possibly happen, and everybody was still shocked by it because they didn't think it was going to actually happen. And Marvel and DC, all of these conglomerates, all these shared universes, kind of have that similar issue where, like the go for the head thing, like Thor going for the arm or the head. So they do it in the next movie just to say, yes, we heard you, right?
Yeah.
That kind of remedies it. If you have everything that can be possible, kind of remedies fan theories spoiling things for other people.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I think it's literally this could become the new comic books as the movies and
I
TV
think it
shows
really
and stuff.
is. It really is becoming that.
I mean,
What I would really love to see is Star Trek. I was looking this up earlier because a YouTube channel called Bat in the Sun. They do superpower beatdowns.
okay.
They do live action stuff. And they did an Indiegogo, and it's actually really good. And they made their own Batman movie. I'm like, how did they do this with copyright?
Right.
But and I was looking that up, and then Star Trek, I found out they let you do fan films under like really stringent.
As long as you follow these guidelines, we won't come after you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't monetize it. You can fundraise for it, but only up to a certain amount. It can't be a reproduction of anything that's already been done.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of can't conflict with the timeline or whatever. I think that was one of them. I can't remember. It was a ton of things.
Okay.
I think the multiverse will end up being fan-made stuff like that. I really would like it to be like that, where they say, here's, if you want to make your own
wait.
fan film of something, go ahead. It's not going to be canon.
I want to stop you right there.
What?
You're saying that you want Disney
Mm-hmm.
to let the fans make stuff from their properties. Disney, the company that went into a single mother's house where she ran a daycare
Mm-hmm.
and made her take the paintings
Yeah,
of
I know.
Baby
I know.
Mickey and Minnie and that she did herself on her wall for like 5 kids that she babysat, and threatened to sue her if she didn't take them off her wall. You want them to allow fan stuff.
Yeah.
Good luck.
DC kind of already does it, though, too. They have one where you can submit fan films,
Mm-hmm.
and they will put it on their own video service where you can watch it. You don't make money from it, but you just have it.
Right. Well, I think that's because, so one of the hindrances of these streaming services is lack of content.
Yeah.
You're never going to get YouTube's content unless you let people make things.
Yeah.
I think that's what DC's going for.
Yeah. Probably.
It's possible that Marvel does that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it happening. I mean, they
Probably
let
not.
fan art. Marvel lets fan art exist online where you can draw a picture of Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know,
They couldn't
I
go
don't
after everybody.
right?
I mean, they could, but it would be too arduous and expensive.
I don't know. Disney is able to control how long things are copyrighted, so I don't put anything past Disney anymore.
No.
Like Mickey Mouse should have been in.
It's coming close to public domain right now, as far as I know.
It should have been in public domain like 3 times now.
Yeah, but
It'll never be public domain. Our copyright laws will just keep getting longer and longer until Disney no longer until Disney no longer exists, or Disney controls everything.
so yeah, the latter will happen first.
Yeah, exactly.
Something I really like in this is that Wanda, she has that back and forth with Agatha and says, "I'm not who you think I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't cast spells. I just do this.
Right.
It's my thing." But she learns that she can.
Mm-hmm.
Because when she's having her battle with her, she's missing on purpose. When I saw that, I'm like, something's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then find out there's the runes that she basically copied.
Right.
Said, "Oh, I'm the bad motherfucker now.
Mm-hmm.
Your shit's useless."
Yeah, speaking of that, so at the end of it, Wanda takes the hex down, which, by the way, the ending, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Super,
Yeah.
heartstring tugger right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially when Vision's like, oh, we've said goodbye many times before, and it's like, oh,
We're not going to do this in the dark.
yeah, Anyway, does the hex still exist then? Because she said to Agatha that she would be trapped here inside this hex. But nobody will ever bother.
That didn't make sense.
Did she just make the hex small enough where it's just barely around Agatha's body?
I don't think so. I think she just mind controlled her.
I don't know. I think that it's possible that the hex still, because that's how we get Agatha back. Is the hex is barely around her body, just around her head, or just around her forehead, or whatever. And Mephisto or Nightmare or whoever breaks it, and now Agatha's back.
I don't think it's a hex. I think it's just mind control, like she usually does. I don't think it has to do with a hex. It has to be separate.
Well, the runes have to be there for Agatha's powers to no longer work.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to be trapped in that room with the runes on it for Agatha's powers to not work.
Would that work though? Because if you mind control someone before the runes are gone, and they don't know that they have powers,
Yeah.
Would they
possible.
know? Would they know to use it?
Right.
Exactly. So she just thinks she's this.
It's possible.
Overly nosy
Either one's possible. And this is what I'm saying about it. Anything's possible with this dang thing.
Yeah.
Any of it could be true.
That's crazy.
Like, we think Billy and Tommy's gone.
I don't think they are, since the whole end credit thing. When you hear
with
them
the
shout
mountains?
out. Yeah, when they're like, Mom.
So, do you know what those mountains are?
Mm.
Okay. Do you know much about Wanda's origins?
Not really.
I just learned a little bit more about it. Okay, so Wanda, you've heard of the High Evolutionary,
Yeah.
right? You know that Wanda was her, what's the word for it? Somebody that helps with the birth.
Midwife?
Midwife. You know that Wanda's midwife was a human-cow hybrid, right?
That makes a lot of sense. We actually
Okay.
were just watching animated series,
Okay,
and there was
so
a lot of that in there.
the mountains that she's in the comics are the mountains that she was born in, and the High Evolutionary is there. And Mephisto in the comics is trapped under those mountains.
Okay.
And in the comics, when she creates Billy and Tommy, they are made in the same area or really close to Mephisto, something of that nature. For portions of Mephisto's being to get put in Billy and Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's possible. I think that it's not Billy and Tommy that she's hearing. She's hearing Mephisto emulating Billy and Tommy. And that we'll see them have to battle Mephisto in season 2 or in Doctor Strange 2.
Maybe, or maybe he reached out with whatever power he could and got them from the Hex.
Possibly that
And
too.
He's keeping them cohesive.
Honestly, with the way this show ended, like this show did not end anywhere near how I thought it was going to end.
Maybe Doctor Strange 2 will be the multiverse, but it'll be Mephisto saying, "You want your kids?
Work with me.
Yeah." And then it'll be Doctor Strange saying, "No, don't do that. Be the
And
good guy."
Scarlet Witch going, I'm more powerful than you. I can control it.
Yeah, maybe him saying, "Oh,
Maybe.
I can't stop you, but I can try to convince you to make the right decision."
Right.
Because Doctor Strange, like in the first one, he didn't fight to win his battle.
Right. He outsmarted her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he does something like that, or uses diplomacy.
Possibly. Or maybe Doctor Strange loses in Doctor Strange 2. And Scarlet Witch is kind of the bad guy in that.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the theory that was going around in WandaVision itself.
Right. Where
Maybe that takes
Scarlet
off.
Witch is going to be more of an ambiguous character. Because she's pretty ambiguous in the comics. Sometimes she's a good guy. Sometimes she's a bad guy. Sometimes she doesn't care.
Yeah, she's a bit of an anti-hero in a way. Kind of a Punisher.
Speaking of anti-hero, have you heard the good news? I'm here to preach the good news of
God.
Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, Deadpool 3.
Not just Deadpool 3.
X-Force.
Not just X-Force. Even better. So,
A Deadpool
unfortunately,
Spider-Man road trip movie.
a couple of years ago, we had somebody who had been in every single Marvel movie pass away with Stan Lee. The cameos of Stan Lee are over. I heard that Deadpool is taking Stan Lee's spot, and Deadpool will start doing cameos in every Marvel movie now that Disney owns it.
That'd be crazy.
He's the only character that can. Think of another character that can do it. Gwenpool.
Well, she's not. Yeah, she's not in there yet. Yeah.
Deadpool has comic awareness. He
Yeah, he
knows that these are movies,
Yeah, that's true. He has that fourth wall breaking.
right?
Yeah, I guess he really is the only one who could do it.
So, yeah. Oh, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Ryan Reynolds in every single Marvel movie. Oh. In some way, shape, or form. Like, just looking at the camera, just,
He just pokes his head around.
yep. Grab some of Spider-Man's underwear out of the hamper at the end of the movie. You know, that kind of stuff. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I think that's a great decision.
Too bad they didn't put it in WandaVision.
Pandemic.
Yeah, I know. But
And WandaVision's not old. He doesn't have to be in every season. He just has to make an appearance in WandaVision for it to count.
Maybe he will. Maybe he'll
That's
make
what
it
I'm saying.
first cameo, Doctor Strange. You see him fly by in the multiverse.
Or they open to a multiverse of him in the shower. Or
that would be 100% Deadpool.
Yes, exactly. And every other multiverse they have looked into, nobody reacts. But he turns around and says,
"Huh?
Get out of my bathroom and take the audience with you."
What's up, Benedict Cumberbatch? Whoa, get out of here.
Who's this? The rose-colored witch? So much good stuff.
One of the Olsen sisters. Get out of here. Just something really meta like that.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be great.
Oh, it'd be fantastic. Every single movie. Oh, yeah. Every single franchise. I don't know if he needs to be in every movie.
No, not really.
But every franchise would be fantastic.
That'd be funny.
Like if he makes it into Guardians of the Galaxy somehow. Or, just all kinds of great stuff. Where he's talking to the Watchers or whatever. And telling the Watchers, like, people are watching you, right?
Who watches the Watchers? We do. I do.
Like deadpans right to the camera. Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on WandaVision?
No, I'm excited for next season. I'm excited for way more excited for the Disney series now than I was before WandaVision.
Oh yeah, it really proved its muster, or whatever you want to call it.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because when you set the bar high like this, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes all you can do is go down.
That's true.
But
I think this is a good
maybe
start.
Maybe this is a low bar for them.
Yeah, maybe this is
after
setting the gold standard.
Maybe after Winter Soldier, because they were getting pretty formulaic in the movies up until about Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but they were
doing
they weren't
origin
Disney
stories,
movies though. Yeah.
Well, they were doing origin stories, and origin stories can be very formulaic.
Yeah, because they're all kind of the same.
Right.
But it was also pre-Disney. There really wasn't the Infinity Gauntlet, or Infinity Stone.
Yep.
It was supposed to be something different.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm hoping that this means great things going forward.
I'm sure it will.
Now I'm excited.
It will.
Now DC just needs to catch up. Come on.
I know. They need to. They're not gonna.
Are you even excited for
No, not at all.
Snyder cut or whatever?
Not really. I'd like to see
of it. Have you even watched the trailer?
No.
Basically, from my understanding, it looks like they took Steppenwolf and CGI'd Darkseid on top of him, and it's like, oh, yay.
I know. I've seen the revamp of Steppenwolf. I've seen the little bits of that. I saw Superman having the black suit.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some more stuff with the Flash having tickling the love story.
Here's the thing that infuriates me about it. They have the layout.
Yeah, they do.
The animated movies are fantastic. The animated shows are fantastic. You have the formula. Just do it.
They just want to be too dark and gritty, and they don't want to be Marvel.
Get it? I don't get it. Come on, DC. Get your crap together.
I wish.
And on that note,
I really wish they would.
please like, subscribe,
share,
comment. Leave your Marvel and DC theories below.
Yeah. Or even just comment who your favorite Marvel character is.
Yeah, there you go.
In movie or out of movie.
All right. Thanks for being on Nerd Happening.
Yeah. See you guys later.